Hey, I'm Joe. Welcome back to Proud Masculine. And today's video is a viewer request from the comments. And like I've said in previous videos, if you have questions, if you have comments about other videos, or just feedback, whatever it looks like, but if you have a specific topic you want covered, leave a comment. I'll address it personally. You can also get me at proudmasculine@yahoo.com for questions. So here I'm going to read the question and the request, and I'll do a quick follow-up video on it. And this is from Chevy. And the only reason I'm saying his name is because it's in YouTube, it's public. So Chevy, and look, thank you. That means a lot that you're interacting and participating and watching my stuff. That means a lot, and I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. So here we go. Thanks again for your great content. Eye-opening. Thank you, Chevy. And it is eye-opening. Would appreciate hearing your perspective on when exes would be feelingless and brutal after the breakup. I felt my ex was a completely different person during the breakup. I could not recognize it, which left me wondering for months. And I appreciate your perspective. Again, I appreciate your participation. And here's the answer. Is that when you're being broken up with, and my whole channel started basically on the no contact and breaking up, which other topics evolved through the most productive way to use a no contact period after a breakup and use that pain and anguish to level up. But it all started here, with breakups. And so even from a dumper's perspective, and I'm going based on the information I have. I don't know how long they were together. But when you're with someone and the relationship slowly starts to come apart, it's inevitable. It's going to end. There's going to be, for whatever reason, we're not going to get into all that on this video. There's going to be a dumper and a dumpy. Obviously, the dumper is the one going to be doing the breaking up. And that is still it's not an easy thing. Even if you've fallen out of love, if these people have any compassion and consideration towards humanity, and they don't want to see anybody else hurt. They don't want to see, especially you, the person that's been with them, the dumpy. The person that they've been with. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to have to part ways with somebody. And it can still be, there's still an amount of hurt and pain and anguish for them as well. So, moving on back to the topic. This usually stems from when your ex is being cold and brutal and you don't recognize this person. That's typically them reacting to you not leaving them alone. And it could be just them being honest, absent from the warmth you're used to getting from them. That is one part of it. And you do have to ask yourself that. Are they just being honest with me? When you've been broken up with, the dumpy is going to be in a hypersensitive state. And this is why I always suggest, the period of no contact and looking for answers, because nothing you hear is going to be the right thing. Everything's going to hurt your feelings. You're going to feel fucked up and rejected no matter what. But so what this comes from is the insisting on prodding. It's like wanting answers, keeping on prying at them, wanting to explain to them why the breakup is a bad idea, all the great things about y'all. You're trying to give them this logical solution to, lack of better words, an emotional problem. You trying to apply, ones and, zeros and ones and twos to a matter of the heart. And it just never works. And here's where the frustration comes in for the dumper, is that they don't feel great about this. And they want you to be over the relationship as well so they can move on with a clear conscience. They're not pleased about seeing you hurting and the begging. And, so there's a combination of, frustration. There's a combination of, and this is when the behavior persists of keeping on trying to stay in touch and ask why, and trying to convince them that you should stay together and begging for them back. And over time that starts to affect a person's perception and image of you, to where over time and little by little they begin to lose respect. But the majority of the behavior, the coldness, the feelinglessness, as he put it, and it seems like brutality. It's probably just brutal honesty. Is them running out of options to get you to leave them alone and move on. So the only thing they can do is fall back on, being cold, being ugly, treating you like shit, hoping that you get angry or fed up enough to where you just leave them alone. Because them trying to amicably or peacefully end the relationship just isn't clicking. You're not getting it. You're keeping on going after them. And so what that does is that puts the squeeze on them even more and more and more and more. This is why I say go into no contact. Give them the breakup. Grant them the breakup. Let them have it. Let them see what it's like to be without you. Give them time to process that shit, because you're going to need time. And the act of trying to convince this person why y'all should be together, and trying to solve their emotional problem with, logic, trying to apply math to an emotional problem, it's only going to fuel the fire. It's going to push them away further, piss them off more, and they'll feel completely invalidated, that like you're just not getting it, you're just not listening to them. In their mind, they're thinking, I'm telling this person over and over again, just leave me alone, I don't want to be with them anymore. And they're just not getting it. And they feel completely invalidated and disrespected. So my answer to that is no contact. But anyway, and look, if you need my help with this, get in the next back. What to do next. Wherever you are in that breakup, if you need help with, if you need my help with that, problemmasculine.com pricing, you can reach me through the email I left. I'll put everything in the description below. And, while you're watching the video, hit the like button. It's really easy. Subscribe and comment. I'll pick up your video on a topic. I'll pick up your comment and turn it into a topic and make a video like I'm doing now. And I also added a donation button. You can donate if you find the information of value. Donate. Leave a little donation. It only helps the channel. It helps the message. It helps me get the message out there to people who really need it. But anyway, another cause of somebody being ugly and cold and through the breakup is if they've grown up in a very volatile household where that's how they see things go down, or they've experienced an ugly divorce, from their parents, and saw all these emotional volatility and have been exposed to that, they may not know any other way, and this is the way they go about handling it. Is when they're really hurt and scared, it appears as anger and resentment. So they lash out. Another thing is, this person could just be an asshole. We can't discount that. Usually that would come out at some point in a relationship that's had any substantial amount of time. I'd say past the 6-month mark. You would pretty well be able to detect if this person is just a fucking cunt and, will say and do mean and hurtful things just to do that. And that's just unhealthy, but people like that do exist, and that's a fact. It's rare. It's not as common as, as people would like to think. And, you often hear about people breaking up and this and such, and, they were so mean, they were such an asshole, they said this, they said that. That's usually because of the situation and the dynamic I was describing before, not because these people are genuine assholes. But, yeah, it's usually because they've run out of options to amicably part ways. This person doing the breaking up, the dumper, has, they have themselves they have to look at and why they're doing this. Why they are ending the relationship. And they don't feel great about it all the time. Most of the time. If that's the case, actually, most of the time they don't feel great about it. And the more you push, the angrier they get. It's kind of like, if you ever tried to help a wounded dog, you're just trying to help. You see the dog in pain, you want it to feel better, there's something you can do. But this animal's hurt. It's backed into a corner. It's in pain. It does not want to be touched. It just wants to be left alone. It's the same thing when you're dealing with an ex. They're wounded too. They just want to be left alone in the process. That actually works out in your favor. And Chevy, I don't know how it went exactly, but if you notice, the more you tried, the meaner she got. And this is why I always say, you fall back, there's no contact. When somebody asks for you to be removed from their lives, grant them that. Then you have time to really sit and think, and they have time to sit and process. And not only that, you get it. I'd argue that the dumpee gets the better end, because yeah, it fucking sucks, and it hurts, and it's, all this anguish and pain you have to face and experience. But you get time to work on yourself and rebuild yourself. Most oftentimes, the dumpers see themselves as, there's nothing they really need to do. You get an opportunity to use to channel this hurt and despair into growth and progress and change and to go level up. But, so that's it. I hope I covered your question, Chevy. And again, leave a comment. Let me know if that helped. And anything else in the future, of course, leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to address it personally. See y'all on the next one.